All right, so let's get started in seated on our mat. Sitting up really tall and coming to the breath. Big inhales in through your nose and exhale, let it all go. As you inhale, imagine in your mind's eye the word inhale, and as you exhale, exhale. You might want to use a different set of words, whatever resonates with you. I'd like you to use these words, this mantra, to remind you to stay right here with the breath. And so sometimes the mind wants to travel off where it likes to go and take you out of the moment. And the purpose of our meditation today, our moving meditation, our yoga practice, is to stay right here in the moment where there is complete peace and joy in just being alive right now. So I invite you to drop into that place of mindfulness. And whatever it is that is nagging in your mind, either right in front or under the surface, it can wait until this practice is finished. Giving yourself that mental rest while you physically move your body and make the connection to the breath. Start to sway a little bit from side to side, and then make this bigger circles. And as you do this, press down onto your thighs, really creating lots of space. In both directions, letting your head also get into that. So feeling the freedom in the movement as you breathe. Maybe just sway even from side to side if you don't want to make the bigger circles. And then we'll come into cat-cow, nice big tall spine, sit up tall. And then when we exhale, we pull back, round and curl. Really, really stretch out the upper back and the shoulder blades. Inhale again, lift up. So just moving the spine with the breath and fall back. And we just continue that inhale and exhale, cat-cow. Taking a few more rounds at your pace, and then we'll turn this over to hands and knees, cat-cow on your hands and knees. Tuck your toes underneath so you really stretch out the bottoms of your feet. Hands are shoulder distance apart, knees are hip distance apart. We let the belly drop. When we exhale, round and curl, spine to sky like a rainbow, tuck your chin. And then we continue that inhale and exhale, letting the belly drop. And then exhale, pull belly to spine. Again, take a few breaths with movement here. And repeating the mantra, inhale, exhale, with every inhale and exhale. Until you no longer need to say those words and you just stay right in the moment. Turning this into a dancing lion, similar to what we did seated. Now on your hands and knees, drop into your hip flexors, make some big or small circles around your mat. And then taking a child's pose here, taking your feet to touch, your knees as wide as your mat, your fingertips reach up off the earth, and we find space here. And gently walk it over to the right side of your mat. Take your left hand on top of your right, and find even more side body opening. And then across to the middle and back to the other side, right hand over left, lots of space. And back to center tabletop again. This time we're going to take the right hand out like you want to shake my hand. And we'll take the left foot back. Look down, not at me. And notice what happens in the belly. And if it drops down, pull it up and in. Lift it a little bit higher, The arm comes out to the right, the foot comes out to the left. Either hold it up or drop it down. That's your choice. Awkward airplane. We'll all drop down. Come on up with a T and lean towards that straight leg. Breathe. Back to an airplane T, and we tip over, lift the leg up, knee down, side plank. Bend your foot towards your bottom and reach your hand to reach for your foot. If it doesn't make it, just energetically reach for it. If it makes it, kick open, let the head fall back. And breathe. And we release back to tabletop. Couple more cat-cow breaths. Beautiful. Left hand reaches to me, right foot back. Notice if the belly drops, pull it up and in. Energize the toes in the back and the hand in the front. And breathe. Lift it a little higher, notice if the belly drops. And then awkward airplane, hand out and foot out. If it's too much to hold it up, just drop it down. Yogi's choice. I'm going to leave mine down on this side. We come up to a T and lean towards the straight leg, side body stretch. With the breath, we look up. Back to a T, knee down, side plank, hand down, foot up. Stay right here, or you can even keep the foot down. Another option is to reach back for the bent leg. Quad stretch, fall back, breathe. Beautiful. Gently release back to center and tabletop again. Tuck your toes underneath and lift your hips. Downward facing dog, bend your knees as much or as little as you need to, and then go ahead and walk out your dog. So we pedal it out. We pedal out with the feet. Maybe coming up on all 10 tiptoes. Maybe taking both heels to the right, really dropping in there. And bring it up and over, both heels to the left, and drop in there. And back to center again. Walk your hands back to your feet, hang in a forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to here. And take opposite elbows and hang in a forward fold. We call this a ragdoll forward fold. So you really want to feel like a ragdoll here. Maybe sway, maybe you take some wrist stretches. And then we slowly roll to stand here, taking a back bend at the back of the mat. Oh. And then hands into heart center. Right knee comes to your chest. Kick it straight out. Step forward, warrior three. Nice and gentle. Beautiful. Knee to chest, stand on the right leg. And step down. Inhale, reach. And over to the right. Side body stretch. To center. And off to the left. And back to mountain pose. Take your hands on your hips. Spread your legs a little wider. And take some big or small circles here with your hips. Opening up the hip flexors. Keep going around in little circles, and then we come back to the center of our mat. This time the left knee comes up, and kick it straight out. Try not to lean back here. Try to sit up nice and tall, really squeezing the quad, really nice. Step forward and float the back leg for warrior three. If you fall out, you just come back in. Eye gaze should be in front of you. So once you look up or away or something that's moving, it really challenges the balance. Breathe and bring your right knee to your chest. And step down. Inhale, reach to the sky. Sun salutation A. Exhale, forward fold to the earth. Inhale, lengthen, look out. Walk, step, jump, or float to plank. Take the knees to tap. Shoulders over wrists, lean forward, lower down all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes, press all 10 toenails down, and then lift just the chest, cobra pose. Exhale, press back, roll over, downward facing dog or child's pose. Breathe. For 3 to 5 breaths. High on your toes, bend your knees, look to your hands and journey to the top of your mat. Walk, step, jump, or float. Inhale, lengthen, hands to shins or thighs, look out. Exhale, fold again, and then inhale, rise, reverse swan dive, up to stand with a back bend. And heart center. Beautiful. Let's do one more. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold. Where's the breath? Notice the breath. Inhale, look, lengthen. Exhale, lower down. Halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, we press back down, dog or child's pose for breath. And rest, coming back to ourselves. Look to your hands, walk, step, jump, or float, top of your mat, lengthen, inhale. Fold, exhale. Rise again with a back bend. Maybe this time hands behind your head and fall back. And hands to heart center. Beautiful. Tree pose. Standing on your right leg, bring your left knee up. Turn this open, foot in inner thigh, or above or below knee, or on earth. Hands can be at prayer, out to a T, or up overhead. Yogi's choice. Find what feels right, and let's stay in the tree pose with the breath. Always you can hold on also. That's something you'd like to do. Finding the breath and staying in the moment. So holding the posture doesn't mean holding the breath. So as we move through our yoga postures, we learn to breathe even in difficult spaces. Bringing the left knee forward, stepping back, warrior one. Coming forward, hovering halfway down, left hand down, right hand up, lunge, twist. Really open up here. Maybe even take some big circles with the arm, roll to the edges of your feet. Breathe. Both hands come down for wide stance fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold again. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. Maybe even take some little side lunges. Finding the breath again. Turning back to the front of the mat, step back to plank. Lower down halfway or all the way, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look to your hands, make your way to the top of your mat, offering your heart on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. And then rise rise again with a back bend. Ah, beautiful. Tree pose, standing on your left leg. Hands to heart, right knee up. Your version of tree with your foot and your arms. Once again, finding the stillness of the body with the stillness of the breath. And your right knee comes up. And step back, warrior one. We're bending into front knee, pressing through the outside edge of the back leg. Really finding space here to move in this warrior one. We reach forward, hover halfway. Right hand comes down, left hand lifts for a wide stance fold. Maybe make some circles. So yogi's choice here again. Both hands come down, wide stance fold, wide-legged fold. Walk your hands out for hammock pose and press your hips back. And so make your body look like a hammock. Really feeling that opening in the back of the hamstrings and the glutes. And then walk back to the front of your mat, step back to plank. We're taking side plank here. You have an option to take a knee down. So the right hand moves to center. We roll to the edges of both feet or one foot or stacked or scissored and lift the left hand up. If you'd like, that right knee comes down. We did this before in the beginning in the warm up. So yogi's choice here, challenge yourself inside plank. Both hands come down, we press back, downward facing dog, resetting hips and spine. Coming forward, plank again, left hand moves to center, open up, side plank again. And downward facing dog, press back. Right leg reaches for the sky, we open hip on hip. Elevate the pose up on the tiptoe, look over, see your foot. Open and close your leg, make some space. And then we step the foot all the way through, spinning the back heel, cartwheeling open, warrior two. Pumping warrior one time, reach to straight leg, triangle pose. Lean over and either hover or hold on to the shin. If you go lower to the ankle, make sure this back shoulder doesn't lean down. Again, if you have a block or a book, you can use that behind your foot with that straight leg, opening hips, opening shoulders, breathe. Triangle pose. If you want to level up the pose a little bit, you can take both hands and float them, feeling the strength of the core, holding the body. That's totally up to you. I'd like you to come back to the breath now. I invite you to notice where the breath is in the posture. And strive to continue to open the body. On the next exhale, reach the bottom hand up towards the sky, exalted triangle, finding more space. Perhaps you float the back hand or even wrap the back hand and breathe. straight leg triangle again, second time. Turn both hands down towards your front foot. Come up on the back, tiptoe, and step the foot closer for head to knee pose. Hands can come to a block of the earth, and we really settle in here. And breathe. Noticing the back of the right leg. Moving towards twisted triangle, the left hand stays down on a block of the earth. The right hand comes to hip, and we try to keep the hips squared. So the shoulders are stacked, and the twist comes from the torso. The hand can stay right here on the back, or reach to the sky. Eye gaze can be up or down for twisted triangle. Both hands down, head to knee pose. And we step the left foot to meet the right foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. From here, we can take a crow pose or a vinyasa, your choice. Crow pose, arms up, knees on the backs of the triceps, lean forward, lift the feet, breathe. And maybe you take a jump back for vinyasa. Or maybe not. You're meeting me in downward facing dog. Lengthening the spine, sending the tail to the sky, and again noticing the breath. The left leg reaches for the sky, open up hip on hip. Finding space, looking over, seeing the foot, making some shape and movement. And the knee comes into the nose. We step the foot in between the hand. We rise open. Warrior two, cartwheel open. Pump warrior one time, straight leg. Triangle. Reach and tip. Once again, noticing the shoulders and hips are open. You need to step the back foot closer, do that. If you wanted to take more, you can take both hands and reach, or stay here in triangle pose. Noticing the breath, noticing the opening, especially in this back hip and in the shoulders. Coming through center and exalt, breathe through that space. Cartwheel the hands down over that front leg. Step the back foot a little bit closer. Maybe use a block here. We want to come into that front leg. Really feeling the back of that left leg now. Maybe even bending the knee if needed to get yourself down here, head to knee pose. Breathe into that space. As you prepare for twisted triangle using a block or book, right hand down, left hand comes to hip for the twist, opening shoulders to stack. Hand can stay here on the hip or reach to the sky for twisted triangle. Revolving triangle. And breathe. Both hands come down, frame the foot again. And we step feet together, top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway, look out. And exhale, fold again. Rise to chair pose. And vinyasa at the crow if you want. facing dog. Let's take a child's pose here to just kind of regroup. There's an option if you prefer to work a little harder to take some push-ups here, but if you're resting, rest. Come back to the breath, notice the heart rate. Child's pose is a resting posture. And so I invite you to rest. Or if you're feeling like you would like to challenge yourself a little bit and take some push-ups, this is a good opportunity for that as well. And then finding downward facing dog again. Walking your hands back to your feet, roll to stand nice and slow. With a big back bend, hands maybe behind your head. And down again for some hip circles. And continue to breathe. Coming to the back of your mat and coming to standing. In mountain pose. Taking just a few moments for gratitude in this moment. So right now, what is it that you're grateful for? I'm grateful for a healthy, strong body. I'm grateful for the internet that brings us together. I'm grateful for my breath in this yoga practice. And so, yogis, I invite you to come to your own gratitude moment. Maybe taking your hands and holding your heart. Big, strong breaths. Preparing for eagle posture. If you'd like, you can hold on here. The right knee comes up to your chest. The right leg wraps around the left, and it can stay right here, squeezing right at the inner thighs. Or your foot can tap the floor while you still squeeze to midline. Third option, if you have no knee or hip injuries, you can wrap the foot around. Once we're here, hands can come to heart center. Or arms can come out to a T, right under left at the elbows, and the hands reach and touch. We sit back for eagle pose and breathe. Unwind the arms, bring the knee back up, and find warrior three. Beautiful. Again, you can hold on. And then we're going to find that standing mountain pose again. Go ahead and find that space in the hip flexors. Really nice. And then we find standing on the right leg, hold on if you'd like, the left knee comes up. We wrap it around, stay right here, tap, or wrap around the leg. My left side doesn't work. I have a hip thing going on, so you just do it to your ability. You want to sink down, arms come out. This time left under right, hands come to touch, eagle. You don't have to take the arms, you can just stay in prayer. And if you come out, you just come right back in. You can use that toe as a kickstand too. Arms come out, leg comes back, warrior three. And then in a space. Beautiful. And then stand tall. Come up on your tiptoes, And take your arms out in front of you. We're going to lower down like we're sliding down a wall behind us, bending the knees. Going nice and slow, 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 all the way here to the bottom. Now, if this doesn't feel right, have a seat on your bottom, knees apart, feet together, seated bound angle. Or maybe you take your feet to touch and knees apart while you're balancing. You can also hold the earth here, hands to heart center, or hands to sky. Toe stand. So if this is too much, you're sitting down with your feet together, knees apart, and we breathe. That's where we meet in seated bound angle for a hip opener. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, flat back, forward fold, chin up, look past your toes. Nice big flat back. Breathe. Sit up, draw your knees into your chest, give it a hug in, egg pose. Pull back into that cat stretch spine as you're holding on here, and tuck your chin, finding space with the breath. Slide the legs forward, seated forward fold. Before you forward fold, move some flesh out from underneath you. Reach the arms up to the sky and then reach forward like you're reaching for me. Curl the toes in and see what you find. See if you find the toes or maybe the shins or above. We lift up, chin forward, pulling forward fold. Here we are. Beautiful. And breathe. Sitting up tall, pulling the knees in again. Working a little bit of core here. I'm going to turn to the side. And let's hold up into a bound boat pose. So we can hold behind the legs, keep the knees bent. Or maybe we keep the legs up straight. Maybe if you're feeling really strong, you release the hands and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lower down and hover here or hold on. We're going to bring the knees into the chest for 10. And remember, you can be holding on. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, hold. The last 5 go a little faster. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release and stretch. Big good morning stretch. Bring the right knee into your chest and then across your body for a spinal twist. Arms come out to the sides. We look to the right and twist to the left. Stay right here, relaxing into the twist, or work some oblique abs by taking hands behind the head while you're twisted and coming up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Little tiny pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Hug both knees into your chest. Either draw circles on the sky or maybe take happy baby or even straddle. So yogi's choice here. And then stretch back out, big good morning stretch. And the left knee comes in. Spinal twist, bring the left knee across to the right and the arms come out to a T. We look to the left. You might be just enjoying laying down here in the spinal twist. And that might just be enough. If you're feeling like you want to work those obliques, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, hug it in. Final posture for you are 2 back bends. Either a nice easy bridge, or maybe you take the full wheel back bend. You put your hands right here on the floor, feet down and press up. If not, hands underneath, and we lift the hips, rolling the shoulder blades underneath and lifting up, up, up. We breathe for about 5 full breaths. And you're going to do 2 back bends. Between your back bends, maybe you might want to windshield wiper the legs. So when we release, maybe just taking the legs to one side and then the other, releasing the low back again. So doing that a few times. And then back up for the second back bend of your choice. I even like to sometimes do a supported back bend using the block. It just feels good. And when you're ready, release back down. Maybe windshield wiper the legs one last time. And yogis, if there's any posture that you'd like to take now, go ahead and take it. And if not, I invite you to lay down on your back or on your right side, preparing for our final posture, Shavasana, where we relax and let whatever just happened in our body kind of sink down and settle down. Noticing the breath again and noticing what's going on in your mind. And I invite you to just be here in breathing in the moment. If it's comfortable to close your eyes, I invite you to close your eyes. And if not, just gaze off somewhere into space. Noticing the breath, but allowing it to be natural. Noticing the quality of the breath. Unclenching your teeth and unclenching your eyelids, and just allowing your whole body to rest in this peaceful place that you've created. Noticing if any thoughts are coming in, and just hold them in awareness for a moment without judgment as you then let them go. And I invite you to keep doing this over and over again. Breathing. And noticing the thoughts without judgment, allowing them to go. Notice the breath. Once again, take a big inhale and a verbal exhale. Completely relaxed and released into your practice. Drinking in your final moments of practice right now, where there's no past and no future and no worry, no stress. Yogis, you are invited to stay right where you are, reclined on your side or on your back, or maybe you want to come to seated. Today's reading says, open up to who you are. Yogis, stop criticizing yourself. Stop telling yourself everything you think, feel, want, and do is wrong. For many reasons, we learn to criticize and censor ourselves. We maybe have grown up with people who stifled our inner voice, our wisdom, our knowledge of truth. Our sense of the truth may have caused them to feel uneasy. We don't need to be afraid of ourselves. We don't need to run from ourselves. We don't need to hide ourselves. We are all creative, loving, purposeful beings. Yogis, I invite you to open yourself up to your grandest dreams, your biggest aspirations, your real inclinations and desires, your wisdom and knowledge about what is true and what is real. Open up to who you are. Listen to yourself. Express yourself. Enjoy who you are. And then you'll find others enjoying you too. So open up to who you are. That's our word of wisdom for the day. If you're not already seated, come to seated. Come back to where we began, with a long, tall spine, noticing the breath. Hands come wherever they're comfortable, whether that's on your knees or in your lap or at your heart, or press palms together. Taking a few more moments here in our practice together to connect not only to ourselves but to each other energetically. Feeling supported and loved because you are. Yogis, until our paths cross again, I wish you peace and love and light. Namaste.